Hey, we want to welcome everybody to Track Is Our Field podcast. I hope everybody's enjoyed their spring break time. I know I did, catching fish. Carl, I don't know if you did any fishing, but
I didn't get to do any fishing, but I did have some fun. So.
there we go. We had a lot of activity prior to spring break we'll talk about. We had some kids go into Texas and run we want to talk about, and some of our leaders and what's going on nationally. So those type things. But first, we'd like to thank Tommy Howard, financial advisor to Edward Jones in Little Rock, Arkansas, for being one of our sponsors. 501-224-7699. Design Lab used to be known as Locker Room Athletics here in Hot Springs. Steve Qualls. His number is 501-767-0066. And the Arkansas Track Coaches Association. And you can find their website at artrackcoaches.com. All that Arkansas Track Coaches one thing.com. And we want to thank the Lakeside School District Broadcasting class for allowing us to use their facilities to do this, and some of their young people here running some of this for us. Well, Carl, tell us a little bit about you. Last podcast, when we opened this up, we never really shared, track is our field. So why do we think track is our field? Tell a little bit about you.
Well, I've been involved in track and field, I guess, since I was in the 7th grade a long time ago, before electricity and cars. And wasn't quite that long ago. But I ran track there at Genoa Central High School and played every sport they had, basketball and track. And went on to run track at Henderson and had a little success. And then got coaching as a graduate assistant at Henderson, 4 years at Dumas, 3 years at Southwest Junior High in Hot Springs, and then 38 years at Lake Hamilton.
At Lake Hamilton Woods, and had a lot of. How many state championships did you have at Hamilton?
We had 29 state championships and 46 runners-up.
There you go.
I was more known for runners-up.
Well, that's why track is our field. We've been a part of that, and I started out in Crossett, Arkansas, kind of those early years that it was a dominating place there at Crossett.
Yes, they were.
Won a lot of state championships, and I was lucky to be a part of 4 of those as a 9th grader and then 10th, 11th, 12th grader on those teams. Was a pole vaulter. Won some championships vaulting back in the day, and went to Southern Arkansas University on a track scholarship, vaulted there, and we won some championships, and then GA'd there for a year.
Yeah.
And then went 3 years at Stamps High School down there by Genoa.
Yep. Ran many track meets there.
Yes, sir. And then came to Jessieville and was there for 18 years at Jessieville, and had some success there and some few state championships, and again, a lot of runners up them private schools.
Yeah.
But it was fun, enjoyed it. Now you and I officiate track as referees, as starters, so we're still involved. I also work college track meets. Go to Arkansas April the 12th. I think I'm there. I just got a text message from Ole Miss. I might be going to Ole Miss. And then I get to go a week at Lexington, Kentucky, and work the SEC Outdoor
meet,
Championship for a week. So,
and you and I are working the Dan Veach Invitational on April 19th together.
So a lot of track that we do, and we love it, and that's why we wanted to bring these podcasts to you.
And Don and I go way back. You can probably tell by looking that I'm quite a bit older than Don. Actually, I coached against Don when I was at Dumas, and you were at Crossett there. And, of course, I remember from way back. And then, of course, in the coaching ranks, both here in Garland County, we've rubbed shoulders many times, and we both love track and field. So
we do, and we want to bring it. I'm just going to talk a little bit about the World Indoor Championships that were held a couple of weeks ago. And Arkansas alumnus, we had 3 gold medalists, 2 silvers and 3 bronze. So Arkansas puts out a lot of good people, university, and they succeeded there in the World Indoors. Not all the elite athletes participated just because they're coming off the Paris Olympics and people, but the ones that did go had a great thing that way. What happened the week before spring break? That's a
lot of stuff. I hope we got time to get some of this in, so pardon me if I had to talk fast. First, I want to cover some of our GAC, Great American Conference Track and Field. Ouachita Baptist University had their first track meet in 33 years, built their new track, and some Division II things. Some pretty good stuff has happened with the Division II schools here. We've had the following people are ranked in the nation, and they have reached they've reached qualifying standard. I think that's provisional. I think they take the top so many. Right. So they're in the qualifying standards right now. In the GAC from Harding, Tatiana I'm gonna spell her name. Karashehuk from Harding. She's number one in the nation right now with a 54.20 in the 400. In the 3,000 meter steeplechase, Kate Noctedal, a girl from Rogers, running for Washita, ranks number 2 in the country with a 10:48.83, and Josie Parks of Harding is number 5 at 10:58.38. That's a 3,000 steeplechase. In the pole vault, Karina Venner of Harding is number 8 with a 3.8 meters. Cadence Sanson of Harding is tied with number 8. They're both are tied with 3.8 meters. Triple jump, Hannah Anyufrifia of Harding is number 3, 12.26 meters. And in the discus, Kaylin Thomas of SAU is number 7 in the nation with 45.39 meters. Harding's 4x100 relay is number 2 in the nation now at 40.24. On the men's side, you have Everett Mumm of Harding is number 3 with 5.10. Kyler Aguilar of Harding is number 7 with 4.95. And their number 1 pole vaulter hasn't vaulted outdoors yet. I'll get to him in a moment. The triple jump, Harding has a number 1 ranked triple jumper, Yavis Belong, 15.6 meters. Keith Smith of SAU is number 5 with 5.28 meters. Daniel Osaba of Harding is number 11 at 14.70 meters. In the discus, Harding has 2 guys, number 2 and 7, 55.69 with Spencer Helms. Lucas Stiper of Harding has 53.75. Jason Patrick of SAU, an old Prescott boy, is number 9 with a 53.06. And in the javelin, Kason Hammond of Harding is number 8 with 64.69. And that's just outdoor, pretty early so far. The NCAA Nationals, Indoor Nationals, we didn't cover that last week, but Harding finished 10th in the nation, Harding men, and their places were 60-meter dash, Ulalu Olatunde of Harding was 6th in 6.74. In the men's hurdles, Savian Bush of Harding was 6th with 7.95. In the men's pole vault, Vlad Melikin of Harding was the national champion, 5.54 meters, 18 feet 2 inches. In the long jump, Anton Koptko of Harding was 2nd in 7.46 meters. That's 24, 5 3/4. And as I said, Harding finished 10th with 24 points. Also, last week, the GAC Athlete of the Week from Washita is Caden Callahan, a hurdler. He was a GAC Athlete of the Week.
Well, I was going to, bring up, we're talking about the GAC. I was able to be the starter at that meet.
Yeah.
In 33 years. Great facility. It was kind of a small meet. They're trying to figure out where they can put people, where they need restrooms and that, and they're still, upgrading. They're going to have a dressing room right there at the end of the stadium, a trophy room, they calling it, and building more restrooms. A great facility, great venue. I think it'll be a showpiece. SAU's got a great one down there. Henderson, when they get their program started, they're going to build redo what they had and have a wonderful facility. Harding's has a brand new track there. So all these GAC schools are trying to do things first class, and you're seeing that in what's going on nationally. The performances that they're having, they're bringing in some really good kids. And I think, like I said, we're going to see continued growth and an opportunity for Arkansas kids to go run somewhere, and have an opportunity to go to a national championship and compete.
Absolutely.
And it's an individual in their team having a chance maybe to win a national championship as these programs continue to grow.
As we said last week, it's going to give people a lot of Lakeside and Lake Hamilton and all the kids all over Arkansas more opportunities to go better themselves as a track and field athlete and get an education.
Yep, absolutely.
ASU guys, last week, Jacob Pyatt set a school record at ASU in the 5,000 meters and 13:35.90. He's an old Mountain homeboy. And Carly Pujol broke the school record in the pole vault, 14.1 1/4.
Beat one of those Lake Hamilton girls.
Beat Stephanie
held the
Foreman
record for 13 years?
Something like that. Stephanie, as I said, she never got beat in a conference meet at ASU.
And Stephanie's going into the Track and Field Hall of Fame this summer.
That's right. She sure is.
She was voted in, so that's exciting to see as well.
Yep.
Texas relays. Do you have anything of that, or where are you headed with this now?
Yeah, well, I got all of last week's meets
Okay, yeah.
here in Arkansas, and then of course some highlights from down in Texas, some big meets. Last week's meets, we had several of them. Now this is the week before spring break,
Right.
so it's not this past week. The week before, Bryant Hornet relays, Cabot girls won, and Bryant boys were the winners. The Sand Lizard relays at Dardanelle, Waldron women and Dardanelle men win. The
Petco?
PICO, I'm not sure what that stands for. It's at Pocahontas. Mountain Home ladies won and Mountain Home men win. Airedale relays in Alma, Russellville won both of those. Heber Springs, Jonesboro won both of those divisions. Greene County Tech, Glen Sane, Eagle relays. Marion won both of those. The Oil Belt relays in El Dorado. El Dorado won the women, and Texarkana, Arkansas High won the men. They kind of held it down. They're coming back up, looks like.
Right.
Crosset Eagle Relays, your
There we go,
hometown.
there we go.
West Helena Central won both divisions there. The Southern Bancorp Relays in Gurdon, Prescott won both of those. The Charles Tadlock Memorial at Sheridan was won by Valonia, both boys and girls.
And there were some good things happened at those meets.
Yeah, there were some good performances. Last week we covered the best performances outdoors so far, and I won't cover all those. I went through and found new leaders, and some of those were done down in Texas at the Texas Distance Festival and the Texas Relays. Some of the top performances last week then were Matthew Shelley of Bentonville ran 4:09.67 in the 1600. That was a Texas Distance Festival. Also, Jackson Free of Mountain Home ran 9:19.58 in the 3200. At a McCullough Douglas Relays, I imagine that's somewhere in Missouri. Don't know for sure where that was from, but they run a lot of meets in Missouri since they're so close. Tristan Knox of Bryant jumped 23.3 with only a 0.4 meters per second at the Hornet Relays. Eli Jones of Mountain Home threw the shot put in 61.6 at the Heber Springs Relays.
Have we had anybody throw over 60 lately in men's?
Not in a while. It's been.
When I saw that, I was like, it's been a long time since we had someone over 60. Back in the day, Carl Saab and what was the young man at Russellville's name? White?
Paul White.
Paul White. They were throwing out there 65, 66.
I measured his state record throw when it was done at Henderson State University. The ladies' top performance this week. Oh, this is the Gabby Bishop show. Gabby
Yes, sir.
Bishop of Providence Academy ran 4:44.87 at the Texas Distance Festival, the best all time. She bettered her own best. Only
Best ever in Arkansas. That
Yep.
Arkansas young lady
Gabby.
ever run in Arkansas.
Gabby broke the 3,200 and 1,600 bested by Olivia Pielemeyer from Lake Hampton, who had set that just a year before. But she had bettered her own record. Her younger sister Maggie ran 4:56.49.
And she's a ninth grader.
Yeah, yeah. Also, the end of the Texas Relays, Gabby runs a 3,200 in 10:10.61. Yes, this is the girls' 3,200, not the boys. 10:10.61, and she won it. She won it the Texas Distance Festival as well. Maggie was 8. And then also in that 3,200, 3 Rogers girls, you know those girls that run that great relay. Lily Brashears ran 10:49.63. Anna Scudder ran 10:53.26, and Elizabeth Scudder ran 10:57.36. So we had 3 Arkansas girls under 11 there at the
Now,
Texas
What
Relays.
was the 32 that Gabby run? The 10:10, is that an overall state best?
Oh, yes, yeah.
So
Overall
she's
best.
got the best in both the 1,600 and the 3,200.
Right.
Best ever in Arkansas.
Right.
In the history of women's track and field.
Yep.
That's incredible.
The second best is 10:35 by Olivia Pielemeyer.
Wow. That's gonna be fun.
who's
to
running for
watch.
Arkansas now.
It's gonna be fun to watch.
Fun to watch. We're going to be watching her go 9:59. I'm
we
sure
go.
that's going to be a
That's
goal
the
pretty
goal,
soon.
Absolutely.
Solar Kozar Fayetteville and the Texas Relay ran 13:74 with a 3.4 meters per second tailwind now. So that can help you hurt you on the hurdles if you get to come too close. But a lot of big tailwinds at the Texas Relays for all those sprint races. Nivalta Taylor of Bentonville West in the ladies' discus threw 137.10 at the Owasso Ram Relay. So those are the ones that took over the lead for the best performances outdoor this season. So some great performances. So and this is just March.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, we usually see these performances really get fast later on.
Today's April 1st or
No, today is
that's
that'll
right.
be tomorrow.
That's right, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So April's here, and it's
Yeah.
fixing to start rolling.
And if you want, Don, this week, big meet for track meets. There's a whole bunch of them. I'll run through them real quick. On Tuesday, the 1st is Magnolia Panther Relays, also the Magnet Cove Relays. Wednesday, you're going to have the BB Badger Relays and the Bald Knob Relays. Then, that's on Thursday. More Thursday meets. DeWitt, the Don Pierce Lakeside Relays will be on this Thursday. If we can get away from the rain, down at my alma mater, Genoa Central Dragon Relays, Lincoln Wolfpack Relays, Mansfield Tiger Relays, Monticello Southeast Arkansas Relays, the Batesville Pioneer Relays, Solomon Springs Panther Relays, Arnold Relays in Harrison, the Whitney Smith Relays in Rogers, and on Friday there's the Cyclone Relays in Russellville and the Hornet Relays in Maumelle. A lot of track meets
As you
on
can
tap this
see,
week.
It's just, it's here. Track season's here. We're
Full
within-
swing.
We're within, 5 weeks of the state championships, or 6 weeks?
6
out?
weeks, yep.
Out from there. Man, weather-wise, they're calling for it. But again, there's a chance it won't be raining, or it won't
Yep.
be a thunderstorm. We can get
Yep.
these track meets in. As track coaches, it
Yeah.
never rains on us. But
There's a 100% chance of rain. That question is when.
that's right. That's right.
I need to wait and see.
If you're just local people, if you're in those schools, those areas, and go out and support those kids. Go out and let them see. You go out and see these kids participate, and see how awesome they're doing, and it'd be well worth your time to go to those meets.
These performances we've mentioned, wouldn't that be exciting to watch?
Absolutely.
So you need to come out and watch them. I believe that's what I've got here, Don.
Well, I've got a question for Carl Coons. Carl Coons, now this is a meet you saw. We'll talk about others in a minute. What is the best run, jump, whatever you've ever seen? In all your career, what was the best you saw? Not what we've seen not a TV thing, live and in
Oh,
person.
the TV thing's what I was going to give you. I'm going to have to throw that out, even though I was just a kid. 1964 Olympic 10,000 meter run. Billy Mills wasn't supposed to have a chance, and he hits the 5,000 meter mark and almost his best 5,000 meter time, and didn't die, and wins that thing. And that was just very inspirational to watch that. I got some more. There's so many that I've seen, but that's one of mine too that you mentioned earlier.
All right. Give me the name, Carl Coons, from Pine Bluff,
Basile Shabazz,
at Lake Hamilton,
Meter
Meter
Champs.
What year was that?
1991.
1991. He's what? 10 meters back. Oh, no, he's on the 4x1. That
Nobody
4x1
thought he was going to
rope,
catch him.
And
And
he's the anchor.
Carl Kidd from Dollaway is fast, and
Yes,
he's the
he was
one
a stud.
in the lead.
And the crowd goes bananas.
It was full.
At Lake Hamilton. And the
home bleachers were
were full. Because everybody came to watch him. That's
Yeah.
why people were there. And he rolled them up. To me, that was the most exciting race that I ever personally saw.
It was exciting.
To roll and catch them. And people that were there still talk about it.
The sound from when he passed Carl at the he passed him right at the finish,
finish, yep.
and it was just big. The whole stadium does that. You can imagine that sound.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It just.
Pretty exciting when he won the 200 too.
He was that way. And everything that he did, people were there to watch him, whether it was long
Yeah.
jumping, whatever, just to see him perform.
Yeah.
Was just incredible. But that event always is,
Yeah.
I was standing on like the 10-yard line midfield when they hit the stick, and I'm like, ain't no way.
That's what everybody thought.
And he rolled them up now.
Yeah.
Kids today, I wish we had videos of that just to show kids that, go compete. You might win it. What's another one?
All right, another one. And part of this is because I'm prejudiced. When Maury Sanders vaulted the #1 vault in the nation, right down there at Lakeside Stadium,
Yep.
when he goes 16.8, which at the time was the #1 vault in the nation. And that was pretty exciting. And then I don't know if that was more exciting than the Meter Champs when he and Walter Mooneyhan, the big battle they had that year, two of the best vaulters in the nation.
Yeah.
And Maury was an All-American when they were just given 3 All-Americans. And They went 16-4 for Walter and 16-7. And when they finished the pole vault at Russellville High School, about half the people got up and left.
Yeah.
They were there to watch them. And I still remember Maury down there signing autographs for the little kids.
And
That was
now
it.
Maury's
What's he
basically
doing
the
in the pole
pole vault guru in Arkansas.
I would-
People seeing from
arguably
all over
so, yeah.
to his place there. And what's it, Black Springs?
Yeah.
You know, where his home is, and he's got a facility there, and kids come, and the pole vault has just gone to another level due to Maury.
Yeah.
You know,
He loves teaching the pole vault.
Yeah.
Always has.
And kids listen to him, and kids have gone to Arkansas, Georgia, on scholarships, Arkansas State, whatever, have had their education paid for, because Maury put the time and energy. If the kid wants to get better, Maury's going to take the time with them, and but he was there, he did it,
Yeah.
and he got to be a part of that. And went to school, went to Arkansas State, and vaulted there.
Yeah.
And, just loves it. I think probably one of the funniest one is I was a junior in high school at Crossett, Arkansas. And we run the state track meet at Hot Springs, and the 4x4 was going. We were in the battle to win the state championship again during that time. It was raining so hard. If you've been to Hot Springs High School on the big scoreboard end of it, it was running so hard. When those guys went into there, you couldn't see them. So they could have cut the corner, run there, because there used to be a tennis court down there.
Yeah.
On that end.
Sure did.
There was a tennis
Where the
right
high
by
jump
pole
is.
vault runway.
Yeah.
But then the pole vault was on that end, and
Yeah.
like I said,
Where the high jump is now.
but you lost them. And it was like, I could cut the corner, nobody would ever know. But it was just unbelievable. And A.J. Johnson, I can't remember for sure, but A.J. from Crossett, he comes out with the lead and wins that thing. But it was just, you're watching on the backstretch, you could kind of see them, but when they got down that curve, it was raining so hard, you lost them. And I've never been in a situation like that ever again, where it just that hard of a rain that you couldn't see an athlete participate. That was crazy.
I've run in one where it was hard to see.
Well, wasn't there one time at Arkadelphia at the Henderson at the NAIA National Championship? Tell us about that storm.
Yeah. Well, Henderson, we hosted a national meet 5 years in a row. The first year, I got to run the mile in it. Ran in the first sub 4 minute mile ever run in Arkansas. I was in the race. Like I told you, I didn't get to see the finish very well because I was far enough behind, but I was in the finals. But the next 4 years we hosted it, and I was one of the officials, and I was a director of the marathon for the next 4 years. But the second year we had it, they're still arguing whether it's a tornado or straight line winds, but it picked a high jump up out of the stadium and blew it. If you've been in Henderson Stadium, over that hill out into the parking lot. So it was right before the 200-meter dash, whether it was then it was 220-yard dash, and I wondered what people were running for. And then finally the wind came down, the tent blew down by the finish line, and I started walking, and then I look over and see the pole vault pit take flight. Then I started running, and we came back and finished the meet later. But everything was blown down in about a 200-yard path. Everything was blown down.
And today, thank goodness for people like Todd Ucopian and that give us 2 weeks out that we can get prepared for weather. Just like right now, they're calling for this Thursday to be a horrible day of just rain. Hopefully, they're staying thunderstorms, but at least coaches can kind of prepare and look at that and how they want to train kids. Coaches can start saying, well, we want to move the track meet, which is hard to do, move them this day and time, because
be on top of another meet.
Everybody else has meet. So, those type things. Well, I will talk just a little bit again about the University of Arkansas at the Texas Relay Women's 4x800
Oh, my goodness.
Set a collegiate record in 8:16.12. 8:16.
Average of 2:04 for the women.
It was just, I think two of the ladies maybe ran 2:02 and change. And maybe two of the ladies
I
ran
noticed the
2:04
girls,
and change, maybe.
some of the girls that ran later in the 800 only ran like 2:05 and 2:06. I guess they might have been tired.
But that was incredible. And then the women's 4x400 came in and set the world leading right now, leading in the whole world 4x400 at 325.03. The splits, I didn't write the young ladies down, the 52.5, 51.2, 50.58, and 50.73 is what those four ladies ran to get to that 325. And again, it's early for them. It's early in the year, and they're already running this.
and there was nobody close to them,
No.
so they weren't really pushed.
And the B team won their heat. The Arkansas
Yeah.
B team ran like 3:33.
They're loaded up with 400-meter runners.
And it's going to be exciting. I'm excited about going up for the Arkansas Invitational that they're having up there. What is that? April the 12th on a Saturday.
Yeah.
They'll be home. They're going to Stanford Invitational this Saturday, April the 4th. I don't know if that's this Saturday or Friday. I think they usually take a lot of distance folks out there. It's such a nice place to run.
Stanford, for
The
sure.
Arkansas Spring Invitational will be on April the 12th. Arkansas State, I know they ran at several places. Walter, she set their school record. We already talked
Yeah,
about
we mentioned that.
What
Yeah,
was it,
Pujol.
14,
Yeah.
1
And a quarter.
and a quarter.
Yep.
There. They've had good things going. They're traveling. They're going. Didn't get where they're at next time, where their next meet's at. But Arkansas State's rolling with it. We've got a lot of things going on. Our podcast, again, we're just trying to put out there a little bit about track in Arkansas. We hope to buy one of these things so we can go to a track meet and talk to athletes, podcast athletes that way. As we become technology savage on podcasting.
And some of the coaches, too.
Yeah, we want to get out and do that. But hopefully you'll come back to this. Again, it's on Spotify, and we hope to have it this week. Hopefully you can watch it on YouTube as we're learning how to upload these things to the web. And but we just like track. We love track. We just want to kind of throw out here some information as you see the state leaders, how they've gotten better. And we're going to continue to do that. And again, just one plug for the Arkansas Track and Field Hall of Fame. That banquet is going to be on May the 30th at 5 o'clock at the North Little Rock Wyndham.
Wyndham Hotel.
Wyndham Hotel.
It's in North Little Rock, yeah.
And $50. And again, as we told you before, we're going to have 24 high school students are going to be recognized for outstanding, whether it's running or academics. And again,
Heptathlon, decathlon, cross country.
all those kids are going to be recognized. And again, you can get online and go to www.atfhof.org and buy a ticket.
Yes.
And get there. It's usually almost sold out every year. But if you've not been there before, to that you need to come to the Hall of Fame and just see, as the Hall of Famers get to see what high school kids have done, and high school kids get to see what these Hall of Famers did to lay the trail to them. But that'll be on May the 30th at 5 o'clock. And again, you can go online and buy tickets. And we encourage you to do that because we've got some outstanding people going into the Hall of Fame this year.
It's a great night of celebration for a year of track and field, collegiately, professionally, down to high school level. We give a scholarship too, by the way, for for a high school kid there.
Right. So it's a good
You want
night.
to give the inductees just run down quick
I
again?
just have that one sheet.
Okay.
So
All right.
next time I'll have that.
Yeah.
We'll talk
We
about
still
it.
got time. It's May 30th, so.
So anyway, anything else, Carl, you want to share?
Probably so, but can't think of it right offhand. But hopefully the weather will, maybe the forecast will improve and we'll be able to have
A lot to talk about.
most of these
next
meets
week.
might be able to get done. And, a lot to talk about. And weather permitting, I'm sure these performance levels are going to go down. We know they are because some of them have even done better indoors that hadn't had a chance to do it outdoors yet.
Right. Well, again, I want to thank our sponsors, Tommy Howard, financial advisor with Edward Jones in Little Rock at 501-224-7699. Design Lab, once known as Locker Room Athletics in Hot Springs, Steve Qualls, 501-767-0066, and the Arkansas Track Coaches Association. And, of course, we want to thank the Lakeside students for helping us out. Y'all have a great day and go watch a track meet.